For more than half a century, silver has only sent this signal twice. Not 3 times, not 5 times, twice. Once in the 1970s, once again a few years later, and now in January 2026, it has just happened for the 3rd time. What you're about to understand in this video is something most investors will completely miss. And missing it could mean the difference between riding one of the greatest wealth creation moves of this decade or becoming trapped for years watching your gains evaporate. Because the last 2 times silver did what it just did, the outcomes were radically different. One event created life-changing wealth almost overnight. The other punished investors with years of stagnation and regret. Same signal, same setup, completely opposite results. And right now, we are watching this pattern unfold in real time. Most people have no idea what is happening. Most analysts are focused on headlines, not history. Most investors are reacting emotionally instead of strategically. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly what silver just did, why it matters, and what typically comes next. Because the next 60 days may decide the direction of silver for the next decade. Welcome to the hidden economy. This channel exists to decode market behavior using history, psychology, and real data. Not hype, not fantasy, not fear-mongering. If that sounds valuable to you, subscribe and turn on notifications. Because what comes next in this market will move fast. Now, let's talk about what just happened. In January 2026, silver surged roughly 65% in a single month. That alone should stop you in your tracks. Moves like that are not normal. They are not healthy. They are not sustainable for long periods of time. And here's why this matters. In the last 52 years, silver has only recorded a monthly gain of this magnitude twice before. Once in early 1974. Once again in late 1979. That's it. 2 instances across 5 decades. And now we have the 3rd. This isn't just a strong rally. This is what markets call a parabolic move. Parabolic moves are different from normal bull markets. Price doesn't climb, it accelerates. Pullbacks become shallow, buying becomes frantic, charts stop looking like trends and start looking like launch trajectories. And while these moves can be incredibly profitable, they are also extremely dangerous. Because parabolic moves always end. The only question is how. To understand what might happen next, we need to go backward before we go forward. Let's start with 1979. In the late 1970s, inflation was out of control. Confidence in the dollar was collapsing. The public was desperate for hard assets. Silver had already been rallying aggressively when, in December 1979, it exploded higher, almost exactly the same way it just did now. Media coverage went mainstream, silver dominated headlines, everyone suddenly had an opinion. Price targets became absurd. People stopped asking if silver would go higher and started arguing how high it could go. Sound familiar? Then January 1980 arrived. Silver didn't cool off. It accelerated again. Another massive surge followed, pushing prices to roughly $50 an ounce. That moment felt unstoppable. It felt inevitable. It felt like a new era. And then it ended. Not slowly, not gently, violently. Silver collapsed in one of the most brutal reversals in commodity history. Leveraged traders were wiped out. Late buyers were destroyed. Fortunes vanished in weeks. And that $50 level became a psychological scar that haunted the market for the next 45 years. 45 years. Now here's the uncomfortable truth. Most of the people who lost money in 1980 didn't buy early. They bought when it felt safe, when everyone agreed, when price had already gone vertical. That's how blow-off tops work. But that's only one possible outcome. Because the first time silver sent this signal, when in 1974, something very different happened. In early 1974, silver also gained roughly 65% in a single month. The setup looked explosive. Expectations were sky high. Everyone assumed continuation, but instead of crashing, silver stalled for years, not days, not months, years. Price chopped sideways. Momentum died. Interest faded. Media coverage disappeared. Investors grew bored and frustrated. Many sold their positions simply because nothing was happening. And that boredom laid the foundation for the next massive move later in the decade. Same signal, same percentage gain, 2 completely different paths. So now we arrive at today. January 2026 has delivered the 3rd occurrence of this rare event. And that puts us at a historical crossroads that most investors will never recognize. If the market follows the 1979 path, we could see another powerful surge higher before a violent top forms. Based on historical math alone, a continuation move would point toward the $140 to $160 range. That zone would likely coincide with extreme optimism, extreme leverage, and extreme risk. If that happens, caution becomes survival. If instead we follow the 1974 path, silver may spend months or even years digesting this move, frustrating everyone who expected instant riches before the next major leg higher begins. Both outcomes are bullish long term. Both outcomes destroy emotional traders. And that brings us to the most important part of this entire discussion. Psychology. Parabolic markets are emotional traps. They reward impatience at first and punish it later. They condition people to chase strength, panic on pullbacks, and abandon discipline. This is how wealth transfers from reactive investors to patient ones. Your fear creates bottoms. Your greed creates tops. If you're holding physical silver, volatility is noise. Physical silver is not a trade. It's a long-term store of value. Time is on your side. If you're trading silver, this is the most dangerous environment you will ever face. Massive swings, sudden reversals, and liquidation cascades are part of the structure. Without a plan, this market will punish you. If price accelerates into the upper 140s or higher, reducing risk makes sense. Locking in gains is not weakness. It's intelligence. If price corrects sharply, patience will be rewarded. Panic will not. And if you're watching from the sidelines, remember this. Markets always offer second chances, but only to those who are calm enough to see them. No one knows where the exact top will be. Anyone who tells you otherwise is lying. Markets decide. Our job is not prediction, it's preparation. Right now, silver is sending one of the rarest signals in modern market history. What comes next will not just move prices. It will expose discipline, patience, and emotional control. So I'll ask you directly, do you think we repeat 1974 or 1979? Drop your answer in the comments. I read them all. And if you want a deep historical breakdown of gold next, comment gold analysis, and I'll make that video. Stay rational, stay informed. Don't let emotions trade for you. This is the hidden economy, because the real story is never on the surface.